We are continuing from step 1 where we selected our cover and our working pages. And now we want to create masters which make developing your portfolio and adding content to your portfolio much easier. The first thing I want you to do is come over to the Pages Control panel, and you can see that above the work that we've created is this section, and this is where we have the masters. The cover page that we have does not need a master applied to it because it is a one-off. And so I am going to left click on None and drag that over the top. Now you can also see that a master is already applied to these pages. And that is the default in InDesign. Since Master A has nothing on it, it is not influencing our pages at all. So what we want to do is take this spread that we've developed here and we want to copy it into the masters so that basically our blank page has Master A on it. The way to do that is first to come down into your Layers panel and remove all locks. And I would encourage that to be a check of all twirl down. Sometimes we leave a lock in there that we should identify. So all locks are off, so we're in great shape. And then I have my black arrow tool, and I'm going to marquee this whole thing. I'm going to do a Control minus just to give myself a little more space to work and show. And so I'm going to left click and I'm going to do a big marquee box over this section so it is all selected. You can even see over here it shows you that both of those layers are selected. And I'm going to do an edit cut. Now I'm going to do an edit cut, not an edit copy, because if I leave this original artwork on this page, then it will still have its original artwork on it and the master will apply over the top of that. So cut is what we want. And then I'm going to come up to my master and I'm going to do edit, paste in place. Now as I come back over to the control panel, you can see that Master A has this spread on it and that you can see that it also applied to page 4. So if I click on page 4 and I add more pages, each page that comes in will have this same project on it. If I've decided that digital marketing is going to be shown on pages 2, 3, 4, and 5, so it's going to be a 4-page spread, then this is great that this says digital marketing. Whenever you see work that's on the master, you see this little thin line around it, and as you click on it, you see that you cannot alter that text. But now let's imagine that I'm on page 6, and on page 6 I want this not to say digital marketing, I want this in fact to say industry and statistical analysis. So what I do is I do a Control Shift, a Command Shift if you're on a Mac, left click, and then that space becomes activated. Then I can come into this area and I can type in industry and statistical analysis. And of course you see that our text box isn't large enough for that, so I'm going to come over to the black arrow and I'm just going to drag that box over until it's large enough to show that title. The other thing I was thinking was that I would make my projects reflect a different shape. And so I'm thinking that actually I'd like to bring this shape into that document. So I've just gone out to my cover and I'm going to do edit, copy, and I'm going to come back to this one and I'm going to paste this on the page. And I just pasted it directly so it landed in the middle. But I actually would like this text to be the same color as this box here. So I can see that that is right there, and I'm going to click on that color. And again, black arrow so I can click off of it, and there's that. And then I've got these over here, but of course these are on the master, so I can't move them. But I do want to be able to move them, so I'm going to Control Shift, and I'm going to select that and delete it, and I'm going to Control Shift, select that and delete it. And then I'm going to bring this shape up, and I actually kind of liked how that other one had a larger border on it, so I'm going to increase the size of that border. Maybe 6 would be good. I'm also going to do some kind of changing of this so that I think it has a better look. So I'm going to select again and copy and paste, and that's going to give me a copy of that original one there, and I'm going to reduce the size of that down, but kind of go with the same concept. Shift to select both of these at the same time, And then I'm going to come over to this area and I'm going to pop those onto this page. I only ended up with one of them, but that's okay. Again, I want to remove these, so I'm going to do Control Shift and those are gone. As I go to select this one, I can actually see that my border is still selected. So I'm going to click off so that isn't selected. So I'm just clicking off of the working space to deselect that, and now I just have this one object selected. Again, it's on the master, but I started messing with it. And so I'm going to bring this into place. I'm going to copy, which is a Control C or Command C, and then I'm going to do a Control V or Command V to get the second one, and I'm going to drop that down and maybe twist it a little bit and just kind of bring that down and act like I've got something going there. All right, so we still have the master applied to that. What this allows us to do is really find consistency with the text. So it isn't that we couldn't write that again, but whatever font you chose to use on the master is now going to direct how each of these goes, and you're creating consistency. Now if I go from here, I'm going to click this one and add some more pages, and you can see that the other master will come up, and that's really not what I want to have happen. So I just used my Shift key. I selected this one, Shift key, and I'm going to select that one. Now I'm going to come up and I'm going to say duplicate spread. So now I have that other spread in there. I'm going to come to this one and delete it. And so now I've got 2-page spread. If I add more pages, that it'll bring in that other one. That's it for step 2.